Hey guys, it's Tobias Dostal here, and I cannot wait to introduce you now to my new project, Bottoms Up. This is something I'm just carrying around every day in my pocket, and I wait for the right moment to do it. So I cannot wait to show you the first gimmicks you got here. Let's get into the first item. You got a bottle cap, and that bottle cap is just a beautiful piece I carry every day in my smallest pocket, just waiting until I see a bottle cap. The bottle cap we used in the tutorial was just a prototype. We found that black is a more universal color for bottle caps. So if you look at it, you can take it and make it bend in your fingers. And this is just a very beautiful piece because it's a very durable, good silicone made. And you also got here a bottle neck. This fits in every pocket. It's very small and has so many little things to it that I'll just give you an overview. Because you can press it, it's from rubber, you can do a suction to your hand, and this allows you to contain water inside there. And it gives you also a nice sound illusion to open a bottle. So you might realize that these things I'm using here, these are just my personal props I'm having in my pocket. These are just like my prototypes. What you received there is so much better. So don't wonder if it looks a little bit different than to the things you got. So the last object you find in your box, it's not a beer bottle, it's just the bottom. And this is a shell that allows you so many things. My favorite part is just that it's like you can create these surreal moments with them. And you can also penetrate a coin through a bottle. And I go into detail now with all of this stuff. Look, this is the worst part. I was like, just you can take it out. It's like, Great, let's start with the bottle cap. This is an object I think it's so good to have in your pocket because you find bottle caps everywhere. It's like in the bar, outside in the street, all over the world, bottle caps look quite the same. And this is why I love to have this always on me. And this is what you can do with it. You just give it a little concentration here. You go like, I have to really, so I take it like this. Go like, and then it almost hurts. You can just, and give it to somebody. It's like still bending, and you give this out, and you can also switch it then to a real bent one. It's not that difficult to bend a real bottle cap, so you can just take one that you find in the right color, or you just also have a second one on you. And what you got here is a piece of silicone that is inside you have a plastic. It's like a little strip that you can just pull down. It goes like this, super easy. So everything you actually have to do is just pulling with your index finger, hold it with your thumb, and it's just bending by itself. And there you can just create your strength or the spectator's power that he has to focus his hand on the bottle cap, and you can just make it really slowly. I think the more slowly you do it, the more magical it becomes. Always in little pieces. And it looks like at the end it will just bite your finger. Me as a German, I'm always going like, oh, you know how to catch a bear? Yeah, with the bear trap. And in Germany, you have the beer trap. This is how you catch a German. You go like, and then you can just take that, right, and you can still pretend that this is still bending, but this is already switched. So let me show you the switch quickly. The best part of these bottle caps are that you can bend them in the right size, so you can just clip it on your middle finger like this. And this one just is easy in your hand, but you have a very nice, like a thimble now, So this is actually also, if you're into a thimble magic, you know this move already. It's like the ring thing, but you just take this bottle cap like this on your index finger. And all I'm doing after the bend, right, I want to put this off my hand because it's apparently hurting my finger now already. So I just come here and it's really easy for me to stretch out my middle finger. On the way, I put this in my hand. You see this? And when the second it's covered, I just pull out the other one, right? So behind my hand, I'm just, I'm switching. So people should always have the feeling that this was in pure sight, right? So you don't have to go like, you can really relax, put this in your hand, put this out, and then I'm pressing my middle finger more deep in that bottle cap to get this I want them to hear that sound. So this is really everything's selling. Now you're in this position. The bottle cap is just covering in your hand. And when you pull out your middle finger, I switch again to my index finger. This is just a small detail you will see. And the best part is, now you can still bend it. For like, when you take that bottle cap as it is and you give it a little squeeze, it will just, you see, it will just flip around my finger like this. And it will stay on my index. And so it bended it before right in their face. And now I say, take it off. And then the spectator can take it off. And I'm also trying, when they take it off, to again push a little bit inside so they feel that's what's really hard on my finger. There are so many variations on this. I just show you what I think is the most strongest and cleanest, because a classic magician might, if you don't want to do that, you know, it's also okay to just take that bottle cap. Always check that it's right position. You just bend it. You can just stay there and just like and show it around. This is you can perform that surrounded because there's no string, nothing. This is my favorite part of it. It's a really compact piece, so nothing sticks out, or I don't know, everything is just inside. And then you can also just relax, right, and just put it in your hand and throw it on the table. For this you have to learn a retention vanish. So the thing is, because it's bended, you can, with your middle finger, I just take it and I put it into a retention clip. I think I can show this again. But if you're here, you just cover it, right? You just keep that one in your hand and throw that on the table. If they hear that sound, everybody knows the sound of a bottle cap, so everybody's like, what? They want to take it immediately and look at it, and you just put this away in your pocket. So you can play with a lot of variations here. If you just clip it on your thumb here, I mean, this is more like a funny thing to do, but if you go like this, it's like, you know, you can just come and pretend to bend it back, you know, and it's like, you do it another time, right, like, oof. And because you cover it here when it's bent already, you can also pretend like, it's just sticking on your thumb. Because this is so free, right? You can just go from here, like, like, you know, it's really comedy in here, but I really like that you can take this piece on a really serious level as a mental effect almost, and just a really fun, magical thing you can do anywhere, anytime. People will have crazy reactions on this. They go like, and you don't have to actually hurry about changing this. So check this out. All right, so what I wanted to show you here is a very cool way to take that gimmick with you with a lot of water already before you go out, because you always want to wait for the perfect moment to perform it. And you don't want to run and prepare, you're just getting somewhere prepared already. And if you see here, I have already my little water tank. I fill it up with water. I just take any kind of wine bottle cork. Most of them fit very nicely. This one I just cut it off halfway, so it's not taking too much of my pocket space, but I fill it up with water. And I give it a small squeeze, and I just put in the cork that some air is like sucked inside. So that means this is really tight on there, right? So it's, you know, easy to carry around in your outside jacket, in your outside pocket, or just in your normal pocket before you go to the table and you see some bottles you can work with. Everything is super easy to also pop out in the pocket. Everything I do here is I just come with my thumb, right? I just kick it over so it's open like this, right? So I just press a little bit on the side and it opens up. And now I want my gimmick not to lose all the water inside, so I really just press it on my thumb, right? On the palm, and I'm leaving the cork just in my pocket. This is how I get out. So I'm actually prepared now with a water tank in my hand. It's not really plunged on my hand, it's just, you know, resting in palm to get used. Oh, so what I'm doing here is pretty simple. It's again plunged on my hand, and the water that you put inside, you just need a small drip. It looks already like a lot, but if I go, you know, just put a dip, just a little bit. I come somewhere, I plunge it on my hand. I'm arriving pretty casually, and This is all pantomime. So I'm showing my legs, my trousers like this, show my hand empty, and I'm just like, now it's time for celebration. Everybody's like, ooh, yeah, okay. And everybody knows that, like you open a champagne bottle or whatever it is, you just pretend there is something, you come over with your hand. Now I really clip my legs together, and I'm, right? And in that moment, you hear the sound, I'm like, ooh, I just pretend I have a cork or whatever it is. I just come behind my legs and pretend to take that bottle that is apparently there. And I want to really show that this is connected, right? So it's like I'm pulling this up, right? And you can be like, oh, sorry, you know, it can be really funny. But if you just start and it's dripping out, you want to close it because it's water comes out, right? And this is where you plunge it on and the motion is like, oh no. You want to take this water off your pants, and then people realize that there is nothing, right? And this is such a visual that everybody's like, whoa, you know, they start looking around, and yeah, it's all about celebration. Like you cannot open it, like you can't do it. I do it like this.
No.
Wait.
But the best part, 1, 2. I can do it with any beer. All right, little overview. You have that bottle closed. I just reach casually in my pocket. Sometimes I love to make that bottle appear with a handkerchief from the restaurant. And when I take away the handkerchief, this is where I also steal my gimmick. So I'm going inside my pocket. You see it's like in my pocket now. I take the gimmick off the cork, right? I just leave this now in my pocket. And now I just, vertically, I take it and I just hold it against my hand like this. So nothing can really come out, right? This is just casually, and then I go immediately to the bottle again. And now overview is again, you position the bottleneck on your fingers, finger palm kind of, so you have a lot of space here, right? And now pinch, pressure, like, and you put the gimmick, right? You hear it. In best case, you can also turn like this so you can be sure water will also come out, even if it's some drops. It's completely important that people see it's a little bit open. And now I get the gimmick exactly on top, like here. Pantomime, I twist it a little bit, like this, right? But actually I just go away, right? But I just don't want to do that. This is more wine bottle, you would do this, right? Taking out the cork, but if you twist away a bottle cap, I think it's good to, in the second it sucks away, you give the hand a little turnment, right? So it gives the impression I just have it off, right? And here's the thing, when I'm just playing with the bottle cap to position it, I keep that bottle pointing with the opening like this. I'm not going like that because the bottle looks really long like this. But if I stay a little bit tilted, it feels like there's a depth illusion going on because you cannot really tell how long that bottle is. Or I just relax to the side, and when I say, okay, watch, it's all about the bottle cap. I just go up, I go like 1, right? I lose a little bit of water. 2, and I go up here, I tilt the bottle, you see already how it's separated. And now I can smack down, let me show it from this side. Boom, it travels behind the bottle like this. Bottle cap is gone. I look at the bottle cap and my thumb reaches out, stealing it behind here for a second while I just control it, and I hand it out. So you have to imagine the acting is only about that bottle cap, right? It's not about the bottle I'm holding here. It's like, okay, watch, 1, 2. It went all the way up to the top. You see, it's like, this is the picture I want to create. How this goes actually through the bottle and lands up here. This is my favorite thing I'm doing all the time because it's so close to reality that people are really not sure if this is already part of the performance or not. So what I'm doing is I give this a little shake, right? to make the impression that this is now getting to open easier, like this. Whoa, shit, and you get this beautiful spritz out of there. And here's my favorite part. My hands feel completely empty till now, but if I just give it a little twist, you hear the second pop, how the cap goes off. And everything I'm doing here is I pretend to have the cap, and now I just want to lose some water that really people see it's open, and I can get that back on top just with a slap. And this is how it works in exact details. What you have to do is, you fill it up with water, and as I said, you don't have to plunge it before, you just have to train to create pressure. And you go with your fingertips at the edge of the gimmick, like this, right? And you want to fold that gimmick, that all the air goes out, and now it's plunged on your hand, right? This is the first thing you have to train all the time, to get this every time working, suctioning on your hand, like this. And now you go with more strong from the power, boom, and you hear all these different pops that can be created. The way you go slower, faster, I want a really discreet, this sounds like exactly when you get the cap a little bit open because the pressure wants to go out. And I combine this move with the bottle. That means I'm going with my fingers on the cap. This is already in the position to pop it. And I pretend to turn that cap, but in the same time, you see here, I press on the outside edge here, and I create this pressure sound, right? And I turn also the bottle in the same time, so it becomes a great sound, right? But I'm not almost there, it's just a little bit turned. My hands feel now empty because I can plunge it. And now I position this on my leg, like here. I hold the bottle not too deep, I go with my fingers like this, okay? The fingers are curling, and like you take the bottle and I can finger palm. Now, everybody has to see this clearly how I go over. And what I'm doing is I pretend with my nail to flip this off, right? But in fact, I'm just taking the gimmick, I position it on top. I regrip a little bit, and I let go from the bottle gimmick to get the impression I just took off the cap. So you have to imagine you have the cap now in your hand. And here's the thing. I want to slap that cap back down here and get that gimmick out of the way. And this is how it's done. Everything you have to do is go up. Before, I always love to kick out a little bit of water, that the people really see it's open. And when I go here, I can twist with my thumb a little bit backwards, right? So I turn a bit to the side. Nobody can see that because the angles are great, right? Like this. And when I come down, I just glide that bottle behind that gimmick. So I'm here, I turn to here, hit it up, and it looks like it's just penetrated the bottom and goes up to the top. I always like to make a little cleanup here because now you're ending like this, okay? So my hand is just traveling. There are a lot of things happening at the same time, but you will feel it immediately that it's easy to do. When you take the other hand and you slide your hand here to show that bottle cap, I'm stealing that away, right? So I'm here, just a little grip into kind of an thumb clip, edge clip thing, right? So it's also with the position you want to do everything again. If you want, boom, take it off, show the bottle cap, go up, and you see already because of the weight, right? When you go up here, there's a certain weight coming from the bottle that is almost separating these two pieces, yeah, like this. And everything you do now, when you slap, it goes up here, and you end up in this position. And you come clean up and present that the bottle cap's back on. I will show you a safe one, a difficult one, and you will see. So I normally like to not hide my stuff. I love it when everything happens in full view. And this is why I make it at the beginning like this. You see the opening, you take the bottle cap, and boom, and you just really see the open bottle, and afterwards you see the cap. right? And this is like a different method than this one. This is more a tap version, right? You have this, and you come up and just hit it. It looks the same, but it has a little detail in the way of the visual and the pop. So what I'm doing here is, after I pinch it on my hand and I popped it up, I want to smack it, right? The problem is, if you don't go out of the way, the bottleneck will fly off, and you don't want to do that. This is really important to find a safe way for you, that you always can do it without getting in trouble with these two things. So one is, while I hit this, I let this bottle a little bit in the air, right? It's just gravity. Whoop, right? And I do that. Up. Let's say like it's a bit flying now, right? So they see the bottleneck, and in the same second, whoop, they see this, right? It's a bit more acrobatic, let's say. Like the other one is more where you come up and you go to the side and you hit it this way. These are the second way, and the third way, when you just pour the beer out and then you come up and you use both hands this way. These are three ways to get the the bottle cap back on. But this one really needs a lot of training to tilt a little bit, right, that this is not happening. But it looks sometimes really cool if you really see it, and at the same time, boom, you already have it. So just play with this and you will figure out what's the best way to do it. So you could also go the whole way through. So you come here, like watch that bottle, what? Oh, time for a celebration. You come here like, oh shit, I'm sorry, like, and then you just come back with a real bottle. And to do that, you just need an empty bottle, or you can have it also as a full one, which is also funny at the end. So I'm using this one just in my back pocket. I wear my jacket over, I just put this in here, and it doesn't seem so much to have big trousers or something. And this is always ready for me in my back pocket. So I have so much time when I'm producing this, right? And I'm just resting. I come behind, first I play my thing, you know? And now I come up, and you have to really see that detail here. I put my pinky in, my pants here. So it really feels like this whole bottle, you know, there's a resistance, right? It's pretty bizarre. But in that time, let me show you here, my hand is just coming on that bottle, puts it out, right? And then now I'm pretending like I'm pulling this through my body. And I'm really, this bottle is just pretending the same way. Now I just come to the side, and I connect this bottle to my gimmick. And this is also where my body turns in. And on the way of coming in front, I just steal that back on my finger palm. So in real flow, just come here, wait, boom, pop. You know, one, you take the bottle, it's like water comes out, you just start pulling, you know, you come to the side, and then you produce the bottle and you put this on the table. Such a weird appearance. I think this is just a way where you can take a bottle from here. Let's see if this works from that side. One. And you're back on that side, right? So it really can go through all your body systems, you know. And you also can go from here to here and bring this out. And if you really play this in front of the mirror, you have so much fun just trying these things out, because this is, if you have some water on it and there's water dripping at the same time, it penetrates your body, this is getting so real, you know, like, now you think this is just a gag, but at the end, people were like, you know, this is, for them, it's completely insane when you take a bottle and you just start here and you go like, you know, this is really selling that this was a complete bottle that went, even it looks like your body juices come out in the same time, you know? So if you have this little extra water on it, it makes everything so realistic. So have a lot of fun with that. This is such a small little visual. I love to, perform even like if you're on social media or whatever you want to perform it to. It's just a quick, great moment because the bending here is crazy because I'm just turning the bottle upside down. I'm just covering the neck in my hand, and everything now here is pantomime. So now I want to go back to my grip with my index finger. It's like a JW grip, but I just pretend, right? I just pretend now I'm holding a whole bottle here, right? And I want you to just go in front of the mirror and just see and feel this, that you can imagine this bottle is complete. I'm relaxed, I'm not like this, I'm just like, oh wait, me. And now you can just make it slowly bend, right? And the bending is crazy because there's nothing in the way, right? So everything can be just really played out like, whoa, watch this. And now the best part is this one. Now I'm just going to drop this and make the other bottle come out of my hand, right? So it's such a weird moment where boop, it feels like this bottleneck just fall through somehow. And this is just a very interesting concept of turning the ball around. Nobody will ever realize that, the label is somehow upside down because it's just, everything can be done flexible, so you can just bend it and it just comes back to that position. This is what you have to train. This is what you have to do in front of the mirror. And just the drop is really easy. I just take this gimmick, and the same time I'm letting go, boop, I just let it really fall in my hand. But you have to just feel it that it's boop, it falls on the bottom if you want, boom, so you know it's safe. But in the same time, I just drop the bottle just a little bit, boop, and I make this bottleneck come out down there. And now it's really easy to steer the top part back. And on the way looking at it, it's already plunged back on my hand and I can just give this away. So here I'm just taking a bottle, for example, and well, this in Germany we play the beer flute. Right? You hear that? I can actually, yeah? This is bend it back, and then you press also the piece, and everything is clean. So you can sneak this piece so easily behind your bottle. And what I'm doing here is I'm just holding it with my thumb against my fingers, right? And I take the bottleneck. So this is quite natural. There's an interesting moment when you start bending that bottle, that this bottle top here is just, now when I bend it down, it just goes down, right? And this is where I'm actually having the other gimmick behind to make that a very nice transition. And now I'm just holding actually the bottle in my index finger like a curl grip. It's almost there to be a JW grip. So if I just hold the bottle tight, right, I can just let it hang like this. And my thumb, because the thumb is away, it doesn't feel like I'm holding it. This gives more connection to the bottle. So I can really pull this, right? And people feel that curve, right? And when I bend it back, I have to be careful. There are two ways. So one is I just bend it back this way, but I come immediately straight with the opening to the spectators so they don't see how long this suddenly we get. When you start here and you bend it and you bend back, this looks a bit too long. So it's good to tilt in front. And there's also good if some water drips out in the same time. Like, oh, when water comes out, you have the perfect misdirection, just seal it off. But if you're up here, right, you can just lower the bottle, right? So here, you lower the bottle, you keep that piece in your hand, and you're again just free. And this is just so easily to push it in your hand. I will go to explain you first a simple bottle bend. Well, that just jumps out, like just bend it. And if you wear some black, you want to have this flexibility here. So it jumps back to you, right? And the traction is here, and I'm just holding it for a little bit. It's almost in view here, right? But the black is just covering everything, and the misdirection is crazy. Go like, what? Have you seen this? Like, ooh. And then on the second time, I just plunged it back, and I'm completely free again. But the best part is, you have to find a good story to it. Like, you're like, no, thank you. No, I don't want to drink anymore. No, I would never talk to you again. If you come here and you bend it this way, right, you can show it. I like to bend it this way and then just pretend I can pull up the neck, right? And you have to really smoothly, right? It can just be done like, and it falls back on it, which is also nice. But I feel like to clean up after this, right? You just go and you just put your thumb away. This really is something where people feel the connection because there's such a distance here. You can use your thumb, but also just relax and show now that it's this long, right? It feels like it's on its own. And now I just turn towards a little bit and I take my hand to press it back. And this is actually, I just plunge it back on my hand and I'm just pretending I push this back in so my hand stays empty and I'm just staying back with my beer and I put this on the table. So just in general, to make things look like they're out of rubber, there's this very old effect. It bounces on the floor and it comes up again. Actually, you did this with a piece of bread or like a lemon or something. You can just do it also with a bottle. So the idea is, when I'm pretending to throw this on the ground, right? Whoa, this is like, it feels like it's rubber, right? And this is just like juggling. So you have to make a bit sure that you can catch well and you trained some juggling before. I'm taking this bottle on the neck, right? And boop, I just pretend to hit it. You need a table, you need a cover or behind a bar or something where you can pretend to throw this. And when this goes down, I just shake it up again, right? So it has the feeling like it's just, woo, you know, it's just out of rubber, right? And this is more like a really acrobatic thing you have to train, but boom, it comes back. And the best part is you can keep on with your bottle bending stuff. So, I have nothing with me, but can I use your bottle for a second, right? You borrow a bottle and you bring this time the bottom shell. The bottom shell is so great because you can just easily hide it. It's kind of huge, but it fits so nice on the ring finger. I like to hold on my ring finger. It's like a very natural position. You could also just have it completely in your flat hand. And if you realize this, it also has a suction on your palm like that, which is crazy. So you're completely hands-off feeling. And for the bottle bending, I use it exactly in the ring finger position. When I get a bottle, I just hold it. It's like here, getting ready. I just pretend my hand is sweaty or whatever. I just load this underneath the bottle for a quick second so I can also show everything is off. Nobody sees that there is something because there's nothing to expect. So you don't have to overprove it, right? You just take the bottle and you just go straight into a bottle bend. That is a pantomime illusion as well, but with a little extra gimmick that sells the whole illusion perfectly. So from here, I just clip it on my ring finger and I pull it off from the bottle, right? And there's a moment here, I leave a little bit space between my fingers. And to create the image that this is just bent, right, it's an optical illusion. It's crazy. You have to imagine your fingers, here the index fingers, they leave like one finger space in between. And now when I, you have to see this here, when I just do this, right, I roll my two index fingers over another. So I have, first off, I have a nice rotation, like a pivot point I can work around. And it also shows that my hand's having pressure. This is so important to people see that, you know, that you have something in your, you know, I always said it like, you know, in Germany, we make this exercise in the morning, we take a bottle of beer and you go like, 1, 2, and you can just steal it off straight away here. Or you just put it back on the bottom and show your hand empty. But there it's better to not show it from the side, you just tilt it in front of them so the shell is completely covering the rest of the bottle. So this is a interesting thing. You can also actually just do this even without the gimmick, right? You just take the bottle and even here, right? It's so important that my hand is pantomiming that I'm still holding that whole bottle, right? I'm just doing like this. It's like a piece of stone, right? Like, right? And this is already cool enough, but I feel like with this illusion, people are going completely crazy if you just look. Don't do it too much, just do it 1 or 2 times. You have to see this 1, 2. You see that motion of, I have actually struggled to bend it that far. It's like 1, and then, and there's another. You know, so people should feel that elastic moment there. So it's really something you have to look in the mirror, not just say, okay, yeah. No, it should be really, you have to work that, put power in your arms, you know, get into this, then do that, flexibility feeling, and then back. You can also just let it, oh shit, that was too much flexibility. You can also just do that and let the bottle just flip back. So you're completely clean, you don't have to put it back. So you go immediately away with that gimmick. You go like, wait, look. Like, oh, have you seen that? And you just give it to somebody. And then they go like, let's do this. See if that works. Watch. Get better. Oh, that's still good. First flow is pop. Oh, sorry. Taking the gimmick on top here, right? Go down in your knees and hold it deep in your knees, right? Now come up again and pop this off. And if you have even some water here, it looks incredible that you really have that bottle cap in your hand. But this is just the first step. Up. Second one. I'm sorry. And then, because you're clean, because this is hanging on your hand, you can do this. You come with your silk close to the chair. Let me show you here. You go like, oh, right? And it feels like you can take out the bottle from your shirt, but actually what you're doing is you just clip it with a little bit with your, right? And I form it also sometimes with my hand, the shirt, like you have that feeling, right? And what I'm doing sometimes is here, you are really close to that edge and you can, let's just hang the handkerchief over the chair. You see, this is like so easy to connect these two elements of the beer and the handkerchief. So you can go like, oh, and then you reach for the handkerchief and you take both, right? Both up. And you steal the bottle again and you just pull it out and just present the bottle that is again closed in that position. So it's a very cool move to make a bottle appear anyway. So if you just clip it between your legs and you have a handkerchief, you can also just start like this, which is amazing. Because I'm like, oh, let me show you something. This is amazing. Here I have the silk. Boom, you have a bottle, right? Out of nowhere. This is one of my favorite ways to make a bottle appear. But I just use it in that routine to make it reappear from my belly. Oh, it's good. That was really good. So let's get to the really creepy stuff now, because for me, as you know, I love visuals, but I also love tactile experiences. Like, experience magic for me is one of the best and strongest magic you can perform. So the next piece is absolutely an experience for the audience. So I just asked, Chris, could you just hold out your hand like this for me? Okay, perfect. I want you just to feel this, because it's about the sensation, right? I just want you to press this bottle here, right? Pop here, okay? And on 3, I just want you to close your eyes and just press, okay? Are you ready? You will see how it works, he will not. So, 1, 2, and close your eyes. Push. And then you can just swallow a bottle. And you have to imagine how the audience, when they push that bottle in your mouth, they just feel.
It feels very bizarre. Very, very bizarre.
And the way it works, of course, you need the bottle top. And I realized you can actually do this with the spectators' eyes open. So here's the interesting thing. If I ask them to hold out their hands, now they are such a cover where I can work behind. I just take my bottle and I just put it on top before I press it there. So he feels that bottle, the whole connection. Actually, he's just, here, so he can just feel the ring. And what I'm doing here, because the cover is so big, I'll pretend to put it in my face, and they're like, what are you doing, you know? And on the moment they start pressing, I just take that bottle, and I hold it behind my body. But now, you're in my mouth, and I can use the plunge system here to bite on it, put my hand, and I can steal it off. That is just like, whoa! I just pressed it in, and I can keep on talking. And that is another cool use to put this on your hand. You know, you can plunge it 2 hands, you can plunge it one-handed, and the best part is you can also use other body parts to just be free in your motions. So you go to somewhere and like, oh, you have nothing on me. Do you have a coin? Just a small coin is fine in a bottle, right? That's nice. And you could also sign that this coin now. If somebody, you know, put their initials on both sides, maybe 2 people. And yeah, here's how it looks like. You just take that coin here. Have to find the right spot. And you actually just, there you go. Inside, you can see the initials and everything. That's already something here. Wait, we have to get it out of there. This is the most. Wait, put this. Put their hand out like a cup. Almost there. I can feel it. It's like coming through the neck. And then everything is completely examinable, and they can find the space where you put that in. This effect is definitely one of my, I think, strongest and most fun to perform, because the sound is getting, you have to imagine in a room, you do this, everybody hears that clinking sound of a coin in a bottle, everyone's like, what is he doing, you know? It makes it so mysterious, because it's an impossible object suddenly. You just borrow 2 objects from the table, you bring this with you, and there are many ways to put that coin now in the bottle, but let me show you first how everything works. In here, I load again this secretly, so first I get the bottle. Thank you, can I also take the coin? This is where I load on my gimmick. It's everything based on that ring finger palm you hold first. When you get that bottle, you don't want to press this too hard on that bottle. This is just to be casual, right? You can look inside. For me, it's better to not show the bottle, like, oh, it's a normal bottle, right? No sense. But if you say, is it empty, right? You could still show it from the bottom, and you're not showing off that this is a normal bottle. You just want to see if it's empty. Let me see if that works, right? You can ask the spectator, can you put it in from here? No? I show you where I can do it. And now this here, I tilt the bottle backwards, in front to the audience, so I have like a nice pocket here. And this is necessary for me when I put the coin on. I can do it like this. Let me show you some variations. I just look around, where is the soft spot, right? And I could just go like, and just throw it inside the bottle. There it was, right? I just throw it in that gap because this is big enough. So make sure this is falling in, and you hear that sound. It sounds like it's inside the bottle. The best part is, I just put this back, but I don't press it hard. It's really just, I just close it softly, so it's in a little angle, right? So when I turn around to look again inside, it has enough space to run around there. And this is what I want them to see and hear, right? You're like, wow, it's inside. I can see your initials. Can you also see them, right? And they will say like, yes, this is the heart I was drawing on, or whatever it is. But then you come back, you just look from here. You already stole everything out from this perspective, but you're like, wow. Now you have to shake it out. So what you do here is I just turn this bottle upside down, and I put that upside down, and you hear how this piece now gets to the side of the bottle, like this, right? So I have a nice pocket, I can replace it, right? Where you hear this, I'm not going clinky clinky everywhere around, I want you to hear that, how it arrives in the bottleneck, right? You go a bit more down. And you just have to make sure this is staying inside that pocket. You see? Oh, yeah. It's almost there. Wait. And now you go in with your index finger. You just, the brown thing is camouflaging so well on that bottle that you, even when you open, you have your finger a little bit here, the windows, they see something brown, it's just a bottle. Right? And now I just have this, there's a great subtlety that Chris came up with. It's when you put your finger in and you just try to reach out for the coin, I can feel it, right? And people can hear it. Right? I cannot, you come really close. And people hear the sound comes from the neck already, right? Actually, everything is just in this little bag here. And now I just press a little bit and I just wait until it really falls out. But this is, it really becomes a piece here where it comes out from the neck because this is just around the bottleneck. Oh, almost there. I just opened a bit with my fingers. I pull this away so it has an opening here. And there it comes. I take the bottle. You can toss it over like this. Show this doesn't fit in here. And here, try everything and you just stay away with your gimmick. So, I hope you had a lot of fun already till now. And I just want to thank you so much supporting my work here because this is also the first time I'm releasing this here somehow alone with Chris, with no big company. So I really want to thank you for that. And I cannot wait, again, what you come up with because all these things here are just not one gimmick to do one thing. It's just a tool to create new ideas, to play around with different routines. And yes, I just cannot wait to see you performing this and have a lot of fun. We will see us very soon. All the best. Your Tobias.